Hello and welcome to LA Byways. I'm Jiro Tomiyama. In the huge unfocused sprawl that characterizes Los Angeles, we've all had our share of traffic, crowding, noise, and grit. But if you take the time to look, you can still find neighborhoods that have their own unique identity, their own sense of place. So today, we're going to take a look at the Venice Canals. But first, we're going to talk about the history. The dapper-looking gentleman in the photo was Abbott Kinney, the developer responsible for building the Venice Canals. No, I don't know why he was named Abbott. He began his career in the family tobacco business, but also became a surveyor, tree expert, conservationist, and water supply expert. He spoke 6 languages. Inspired by travel in Europe, and particularly by Venice, Italy, he and his partners built the original canals in 1905, although the ones that still survive were built a little later. The canals were intended as an extension of an amusement resort center that was originally known as Ocean Park. Abbott Kinney passed away in 1920, and by the late 20s and into the Great Depression of 1929, half the canals were filled in for ordinary street traffic, and the rest fell into disrepair. After World War II and into the 1950s, the neighborhood was considered a slum, and by the 1960s, the canals became a hangout for hippies and counterculture types. But in the early 90s, the canals were finally renovated by the city of Los Angeles, and they became the exclusive neighborhood that they are today. This is an aerial view of the canals, looking north with the Grand Canal on the west and left, and the Eastern Canal on the right. Starting at bottom, we can see the Sherman Canal, then the Howland, Linney, and at the top, Carroll Canal. The Grand Canal, closest to the beach, extends out to Marina del Rey, from where fresh water is flushed into the canals every 3 days. From where we are now, we're in a good position to see and do a lot, so let's go. Here we have a modest-sized bungalow in the scale of the original construction, and they come with a backyard. These homes are an example of the type built on the canal since the city renovated them in the 1990s. They're in the $8 to $9 million range, and the whole property is generally utilized for construction. in, I think it's only right and proper that we should include a tribute of some kind to Abbot Kinney. We don't have the resources to hold a regatta or public event, and we can only do what we can. So we're going to do a launch with this little boat, which we've named the Abbot Kinney. So, give me a moment. And here we go. Well, that's all for today. I hope you enjoyed it. And we'll see you again soon on LA Byways.